Shout out to Jake for letting me keep the PS5 I used for this video. Bro, it's been 4 months. Quit asking for it back. Legally, I own this thing. If you want it back, you're gonna have to fight me for it. So we open up with Cal getting arrested. Years of committing tax evasion and terrorism finally caught up to him. Right? Well, no, because this was all a setup for him to see a map of the Empire bases. Cal's been working hard in between games to weaken the Empire, and it was pointless. Everyone knows it's almost impossible to accomplish anything in this universe if you aren't affiliated with the Skywalkers. We meet up with Bode and find the rest of Cal's crew. They've gone on plenty of missions together for years, so this should be a piece of...
Credits.
Damn, that's the second game in a row where Cal's had one of his friends killed right in front of him. I see why the group got split up during the time skip. They must have been fearing for their lives. The ninth sister survived that 90-story drop from last game. 3/5 of her did anyways, but I completely forgot fall damage doesn't exist in the Star Wars universe. My bad. Bro's trying to be Starkiller so bad. You know what? I can't complain. It works though. And the ninth's gotta be dead now, right? I swear if she comes back next game with a robotic body, I'm gonna lose my shit. Now that Cal's replacement crew is dead, he reminisces about the old crew. Cause in between games, Seer joined a cult, Grease started a bar, and Marin is traveling the galaxy to recruit women for her new business, the Thirst Order, which is basically intergalactic OnlyFans. We go out to find Grease, and on the way we meet Ravis. He looks so out of place, he looks like a Ben 10 villain. While looting Grease's basement, we find Z, who tells us about Tanalorr, a planet that can only be found by flying straight into a black hole. You know, in a universe where the strongest man is a dude with no limbs, somehow this is the only thing I'm not believing in this game.
Next to Seer, he's the best marksman I've ever met.
Calling Seer a marksman is an insult to anyone with a blaster. She missed every shot last game that wasn't at point blank range. A 3-year-old with a water gun would have better accuracy than her. Z sends us into the jungle where we find Dagan Gera, who's in a 200-year coma, and immediately he wants to fight. What's the worst he could do? He's one-handed. Did I just get force pushed by a nub? Anyways. Dagan gets saved by Ravis and Cal heads to Jeddah to find Seer, but runs into Marin instead. And what did they do to her? She went from a hot intergalactic goth girl to... Alright, she's still a hot intergalactic goth girl, but now she looks like the lead singer of a mid-2000s pop-punk band. Marin decided to take a break from her OnlyFans career so she could focus on overthrowing the government. She takes us to the cult's base where we find Enno. What the fuck? I thought he was dead. Why leave holograms of yourself all over the place if you're just gonna go retire in the desert and start a cult? Enno takes us to Seer, and look how they massacred my girl. Who decided it was a good idea to turn her into a gender-swapped Mace Windu? Seer tells Cal that if he wants to beat Garen, he needs to go on an anime training arc first. During which, Bode gives us a gun, which is a highly frowned upon weapon for a Jedi to use. Lucky for Cal, none of the 5 Jedi left are going to do anything about it. Cal no-dips this NPC to get the absolute worst weapon in the game. Cal and Marin go into the desert to save one of the cult members, but he gets Obitoed. I hope she leaves him before the start of the next game. Listen, I'm a hater. If I can't be happy, then the characters in the games I play can't be happy either. It's that simple. Cal tracks down Ravis and gives him the good old Count Dooku treatment, officially ending his training arc. And now, he's ready to go fight Garen. No fucking way he just made an arm out of the Force. Wait, how does this even help? Earlier he was tossing us around with nothing but a nub. He even used his saber with nothing but the Force. So this just has to be for show. It literally doesn't benefit him in the slightest. Cal disguises himself as a dead black woman to get the kill on Garen. And things are finally looking up for Cal. The old crew's reunited, he secures the goth girl, and the key to Tanalorr. Nothing could go wrong. So this whole time, Bode was a traitor, and he knocks the fuck out of Cal. So while he's busy having a wet dream about Marin, Seer fights Vader. And here's a little life lesson. If someone literally throws a book at you, you're fucked. Don't bother running, he'll track you down. The best thing to do is follow in Seer's footsteps and go down fighting. We go to an Imperial base to track down Bode, but he uses his kid as a distraction to escape. Cal gets cornered but then remembers the time he spent in Gotham, and goes full-on Joker. He then proceeds to massacre the entire station, and is only stopped by Marin. Am I the only one who saw the irony in this scene? The only reason she's here right now is because they teamed up to kill her evil stepfather. Now, suddenly, she has a problem with him killing. We go to Tanalorr to fight Bode, and he's clearly not going down without a fight. So, it's time to turn Kata into an orphan. Bode tries choking out Marin, and what kills me is that Cal was watching Kata get manhandled with the Force repeatedly, and he saw no issue with it. But the second he saw someone other than him choking Marin, that's crossing the line. It's nice to see that Cal has his priorities straight. Cal and Marin adopt the kid they just orphaned, and now there's only one thing left to take care of. I beat him first try. Just please take my word for it.
Buddy.
So, Survivor makes improvements on literally every aspect of Fallen Order. There's more customization, more saber stances, and they do a better job at fleshing out the characters. And my favorite thing is that there's no plot BS nullifying all of Cal's character progression from last game. What I mean is, the same Cal you start off with is almost the exact same as endgame Fallen Order Cal. As it stands right now, this is easily my favorite out of all the games I've covered on this channel. There was really only one issue I had, that being the performance issues. I heard the PC version was having a lot of issues, so I bought the PS5 version. Even then, there was still some frame rate issues, especially during the cutscenes. They just look really choppy. I'll throw up some examples right now, but it just really kills the impact certain scenes are supposed to have when it looks like a slideshow. If I knew I was going to have issues either way, I would have just bought the PC version instead of borrowing this PS5 from Jake. Now I have a warrant out for my arrest. I wanted to give this game a 10, but the performance issues knocked it down to a 9.5. But right now, it's easily the best game I've played all year. For me, the only other game that can top it is Spider-Man 2, but we'll just have to wait to see how that turns out. Well, that's all I got for this one. Subscribe, or not. Either way, I'ma head out later.